In classified information, two players will be squaring off for control of the city using specialists to decipher the suitcase card of their opponent. Both players will have one card representing their suitcase, and through playing cards they hope to gain new information on their opponent and their suitcase while defending as much information as possible to keep your opponent off your trail. On a turn, the active player will draw a card and then play a card. The 18 card deck has 2 copies of each card numbered 1 through 9. Each card can be played in one of 3 ways. First, a player can play a card to the encrypted pile face down so their opponent doesn't learn of the information on the card. This is also a great way to control access to cards, as each player must hold a card that matches one of the numbers in the code on the suitcase card of their opponent at the end of the game. Each card has a number and a code. The code will be the number of the card with 1 number below it and 1 number higher with 9 wrapping around a 1. So for example, if the card is a 7, its code will be 678. By playing cards to the encrypted pile, you can help make sure your opponent doesn't gain access to a card in your code. Cards can also be played and discarded for their deploy ability written in the middle of the card. These abilities have various effects and will often help you gain information about what card might be a player's suitcase card. Once played, that card is discarded to a pile, which does give a bit of information about which cards have been played. Players can make notes of this on their cipher wheel so they know which options have been eliminated. Finally, each card can be played as an enlist and will pay attention to their guild affiliation. Each card either shows a dagger, a shield, or both. Cards showing a shield can be played as guards and will go face down in front of you. Each player can have up to 3 guards in play, and these help protect that player at the end of the game. If the card an opponent is holding matches one of the numbers of your guards, it is treated as a non-matching card when they check to see if they match your code. Cards showing a dagger are assassins and can potentially get rid of guards. If any numbers in the code of the assassin card match any numbers in the code of the guard, that guard is discarded as well as the assassin. If no match was played, the player with a guard will show one random card from their hand to their opponent so the assassin still learns some information. Sentinels are flexible and can be played as either a guard or an assassin. Players will go back and forth playing cards until the draw deck empties. Once this happens, each player will play one more turn so they are both left with exactly 1 card in hand. Now we check to see if there is a winner. If a player holds a card and its number matches one number in the code of their opponent's suitcase card, it is a match. That is, unless that player has a guard of the same number that the opponent has. Now they will be treated as having no match. If only one player has an unguarded match, they are automatically the winner. If no player or both players have an unguarded match, the player with the most guards in play is the winner, and if both players have the same amount of guards in play, the game ends in a tie. Players can play just 1 game or play a best of 3 or 5 games, and there are 3 sets of cards to play, each with their own abilities to keep things tense as you explore the cyberpunk universe.